Hello everybody and welcome to Felts by Philippa. Today we're going to make these unicorns. So you will need a white base wool for the horn. I am using a unicorn cookie cutter. It's so easy, it's brilliant, so it's really worth getting one. They're very, very cheap. So and then obviously you need the colours at the side for the mane that you're going to use. So get the handful of wool, and it's enough to scrunch inside your hand and then start to sort of force it into the cookie cutter. So I use quite a big needle to start off with this because it's less likely to bend and break when you're sort of trying to force the wool in. I think it's about 36. And so start needle felting it all in. You'll see in a minute how much is there. It's literally bulging out the sides, but by the time you finish it'll probably be about half the size. So this is just roughly getting it in and getting it into place. See, there you go, there's quite a lot of it in there. So the colours for the mane, I've done several different styles of mane as well. So I've done some twisties and I've done some very simple twirling round, nice long bits. And the one we're going to do here, I'm just going to leave the rainbow colours all long and then twist them together at the bottom. So that's all roughly done. And then I move to the finer needle and I start to make it all neat and tidy. So go all over it on one side, working right down the edges, working right down into the unicorn horn as well. And then when that side's all done, turn it over and do the same on the other side. So these unicorns, so there we go, that's turning it over. These unicorns we can do quite a lot of things with. I'm going to show you towards the end. You can make as many as you like. It's great if you're doing an event where you're selling, say, other things or your needle felting items. These shouldn't take you longer in all in about 20 minutes to make. So doing the base is about 5 to 8 minutes, and then doing all the extra bits takes a little bit longer. But you could sell these for not much and then, you know, get your cost back of the stall or whatever. So these are really handy little things to do. Great for children, children's parties. My daughter has taken all of these. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to sell any of them. Right, so that's smoothed over on both sides. So pop it out. There we go. And we're going to neaten it up a bit because you can't quite get to all the edges when it's in the cookie cutter. So we'll go round, neaten the base of the horn, neaten the nose, and then down the front. You don't have to worry too much about the back of the mane because actually you're going to cover it up, so it doesn't matter too much. And it's also good to just neaten up the bottom of it, make sure it's got a flat base, which I do now. And then we're just going to put, in a minute, a little bit of definition in under the under the chin, under the cheek of the horse, because I think it makes a difference if it's got definition there. Don't panic too much about the horn because we're going to add colour to it. So this little line in there we go, see I've done it on that one. I'm just going to extend it out a bit because I think it makes the horse look like it's got a face, otherwise it just looks like one big blob. So there we go, do that and you can see it makes a nice difference. And then when that's all done, I'm quite happy with it. And also, by the way, you'll also notice one side comes out needle felted better than the other, so choose which side you're going to use and make sure it's the same with each horse, obviously, so they're all going the same way, it looks better. So this is the colour I'm going to put on the horn, so I attach it to the back and then start to twist it around the horn. Twist it round, it goes round about 3 or 4 times. A little bit sort of sticks out the top and it looks a bit floppy, but don't worry, you can start to needle felt that down. So if you just needle felt it slowly and gently so it's all at least staying on there, and then you can needle felt from the top, still looks a bit of a mess there, and then just gradually work your way around it. And the more you needle felt it, the harder it will be, so it looks really good. Mine's got a little bit of synthetic glittery stuff in it, so I have to trim that off at the end. And I do recommend, if there's long bits just sticking out, just trim them off after a while. One of the horses I've done here has got a pink horn, so you can do it whatever colour you want. You could also do little ridges sort of going all the way around it if you didn't want to do too much colour. so it would look like a twisted horn. That would look really good as well. So there we go, it comes up quite firm, and it's much nicer if you spend a bit of time getting the horn right. And just trim off those extra bits that are annoying and won't go in. There we go. So next, oh there we go, there's a pink horn I've done. So it looks quite nice actually with colours. Do whatever colour you want, it's your unicorn. So start with the colours of the rainbow. I've got them in order as dictated by my daughter. She's told me all the colours. Start with the purple, and when you're needle felting, don't needle felt it in at 90 degrees, needle felt it at an angle down into the mane, because you're trying to be careful not to get any of the purple come through onto the white part of the unicorn. If it does, it's not the end of the world. You just get some white on the front side of the unicorn and patch it over and try not to do it again. So I'm sort of angling down a bit. So there's the second one, and I'm just leaving it loose at the bottom for now. Start to add them all on. So whatever colours you want to do, you could do all the same colour, you could do alternate colours, you could do the colours of your lounge, you could do all pinks or blues. These unicorns are really, really fantastic. This was a different type of wool that I had there. I'm just showing you because I'm using Shetland wools for most of it, a Shetland carded, but that one was a merino, but it all matched quite well. And then the top one, I just take and I put it and wrap it around the horn, and then I've wrapped the bottom in. You'll see in a minute when I do the eye how I've wrapped the bottom just to make it all neat and tidy. I just literally took the ends, gave it a little twist, and then needle felted it in. So the eyes, take a tiny bit of black, absolutely minuscule amount, and very gently start to do it in a half moon shape or a smile. And any long bits sticking up with this, once you've tapped it in a little bit, just trim them off, because otherwise the more you needle felt it, the worse the eye will look. It will start to sort of indent inwards and not look so good. So you can see the mane there, I've just twisted it under and then needle felted it in nice and tidily. So this is the nostril. Just take a little black bit, make it into a round ball for this one, and just needle felt it in gently. Now this I felt was in the wrong place, and just to show you how easy it is with needle felting, I just pulled it off and moved it. It's very forgiving, needle felting, it's really fantastic. So I just moved it forwards a bit because I wasn't very happy with it there. With the mane, you could plait some of the walls, and that would look really pretty. That's one I haven't got round to. So there we go, and then trim off the little bits again. So the next one, I've done another white base, and I'm just going to take two colours. Now this is called what I call twisties. So you can do it with one colour, you can do it with two colours, it's whatever you like. The two colours gives a nice effect. So take two bits of wool and literally twist in opposite directions, or hold one, twist the other, and then keep twisting, and eventually the middle bit will twist up, and you'll see it'll form what I call a twisty. Once you try it, I think you'll understand. And then leave the end of it's going to be a bit loose, and that's the part that you can attach onto the mane. Again, being careful the angle that you're attaching it. Don't do it inwards, go downwards a bit. So there it is, and we'll just needle felt it so it stays a bit flatter onto the white mane there. It's a little bit harder because once you've twisted it, it's quite solid, but you still can needle felt it a little bit. Be careful of your fingers. So there's one. So we'll do another one. I'll show you the twisting action. Sometimes if you've got two colours and you roll it, it doesn't come out right. See, the first time I do it, there isn't enough of both colours showing. So I just undid it, move it around a bit and do it again. So twist, twist, twist. Hold on to one end, twist the other, whichever way is easiest for you. And then eventually it sort of forms a twist on itself. Keep twisting, and then you get sort of a long lock bit that's twisted. Attach it to the back nice and firmly, and then you can attach it to the front. Now the backs of these I don't make neat, but you could put some more white wool on top of it to make all the backs neat, or you could get a piece of actual flat felt and glue that all onto the back, but I'll show you what I'll do afterwards. I don't need to neaten the backs. So we're going to do the rest of him. There we go, and I've done the eyes and the nose. This is very sweet. So that style of winding the wool I call twisties, and I'll show you something I do later. I had a couple of gaps where white was showing. I just got some blue and needle felted it in. So I've done this in the glittery colour, the white glitter, and then I did this one in the rainbow, which I thought looked quite nice. So here they are. What can we do with them? First off, you could get a piece of cord and tie a knot in one end, and then literally glue that knot to the back of the unicorn, and you've got a necklace. Or you could sew it to the back of the unicorn very, very easily, and you've got a necklace. So that's fantastic. Very, very simple and easy to do. You could obviously do lots of hanging unicorns on a mobile. This is a little badge, and it's got quite a large surface area to glue on, so it could be a brooch or a badge. Again, very, very simple, and it could go on school bags, it could go on coats. Children love it, but I think personally the next one, the hair clip, could be used just as easily to go on bags or to go on coats, and it's a really, really strong hair clip, that one, so I think that's probably easier for children to use. So you just glue that on with a really good glue, leave it overnight. This one is a key ring. So it comes in several bits. That's the chain part. Then you get a little screw that you'd have to do a hole into the unicorn's mane at the top, glue it in, and then you have a ring that you can attach it to the chain. So that works well. And then the thing that I'm going to do with these today is I'm going to thread them all through and turn them into a sort of a garland or bunting so that they hang up. So here we go, they're all on a piece of thread. I used an embroidery thread that was quite thick, and it works quite well with the needle. It managed to go through really easily. If you use a really thick cord, it's quite hard to get through the needle felted unicorn. So there we go, that's them. An extension from that, just to show you through, so that's the twisties. I realised I didn't show you these in detail, but the video is long enough. With the pink and the red ones, that's the one you saw me do, I just attached at the top, twisted it round a couple of times, and then attached down the bottom. So you get quite a lot of attachments at the bottom, but it's very easy to do, very, very simple. And then I also took the unicorn style and I turned it into a little horse, and the horn I moved it back a bit and just split it to make it into the ears. So there's so many things you could do with this. You could do it your favourite colour of horse, so it's very simple. The twisty technique I use on a lot of other animals, just to show you one in a minute. I've made a hedgehog, a sheep, a cow, so this is my Highland cow made out of twisties. Takes a while, but it's lovely. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and like, and hopefully see you again next time. So thanks very much for watching.